are you?
Hey, what's up? What's going on?
Thank you for coming back to Health, Wellness, and Lifestyle. We wanted to check in
You,
with you.
you got it. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be part of this campaign and this Zoom every week that we're doing. It's exciting and it's fun.
Well, we're super excited that we have our own beauty ambassador for fitness, for beauty, for health and wellness. So we're really super excited. We wanted to check in. Listen, a lot of people I've been speaking with, coworkers, friends, neighbors, we're all Zooming. We're all either like, or we're seeing each other if people walking their dogs or taking a walk with their kids. Guys are stressing just as much as women are with how to style their hair. There's got to be like a couple of easy tips. Walk us through for men out there, just either with a product, which last time you gave us some great tips. Just follow up
Sure.
again, what product, and also just some tips. What can you tell us? Men are sending SOS signals.
Yeah, SOS. Yeah, of course. And you're absolutely right. And trust me, I know because my phone has been blowing up with my clients. They've been trying to get to the salon. They've been trying to get to the barbershop, and they've been trying to do it themselves. And unfortunately, it's been like an epic fail. So what we want to do and what I want to do is give guys good basic instruction on how to upkeep without having your barber or your stylist around, right? So the best thing I could tell you is one of the first things you want to do is, like I said the last time we spoke, is the sideburns, right? Guys, sideburns get out of control and the back of their neck hair gets out of control. And when your neck hair is out of control, that's when you start looking sloppy. So one of the things that we discussed was to get a trimmer, a basic trimmer, and get the neck hairs, have your wife maybe line up the neck, buzz down your sideburns so you don't have those Elvis Presley big bushy sideburns. And then what you want, go ahead.
Remind them not to go past which point, because
right, you don't want to go too high up because then you're going to get the third grader, right? Yeah. And there's nothing worse than a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old man with a third grader, which would be above the ear. So you want to do it kind of somewhere. If you check, let me see if I can get mine so I can give you guys, see where mine is right about here.
Yep.
You don't want to do it at the top of this would be the top of the ear. You don't want to do it there because then you'll just look crazy. And then you don't want to do it here. So you want to do it like right kind of in the middle. That's where you want to cut the sideburn off. And then you want to maybe buzz it down with the number 2 clip, and just you want to clean the sideburns and you want to clean the neck. That's the most important thing. And if you have long hair, the hair is out of control, you want a good strong pomade, not gel, because what gel does, it separates the hair, it flakes it. A pomade will give it more substance and it will keep the hair intact. So I like to use a good pomade. There's a ton of brands out there, but I'll give you a couple of my favorite ones. But a good pomade always works to keep the hair intact, and then it'll keep you looking more classy and sharp the way you want to look.
Just the word pomade sounds so much classier and better than just a good old-fashioned gel. Just saying.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's a great tip. I'm sure there's plenty out there, all different ranges. I guess, give us a tip, like how to choose the right one. Or is there one that you find that works pretty much for all hair type?
Right. Well, most pomades, they're called pomades is because of the substance. There's a pomade, there's a wax, there's a gel. They work essentially the same, all of them. Some of them are better than others. You have a strong hold pomade, you have a medium hold, and then you have a weak hold. I always like the medium hold because it's a little bit of a mix of both. Mm-hmm. So a medium hold pomade is always really well to put in your hair if your hair is long. Even if your hair is short and you just want to kind of push it down, it's good. If your hair is long, you put it in your hair and you just kind of wax it up, or you put it back, or you slick it back, whatever way you want. I'm a big fan of Suavecito, which is a product. You could find that at most retail stores, and Immortal NYC, which is a great product as well. It's 2 of my favorite pomades. You can see with my hair, it's always like done up and big, and it puts everything together.
And it holds? But now,
yeah.
Can you order those from online?
Yeah, for sure. You can definitely order the Immortal NYC on Amazon, and you could order the Suavecito on Amazon as well.
Oh, wonderful. That's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Just because I can't help but asking. So like if I want to do like a nice little slick back with pony, can I use that in my hair as well?
Yeah, for sure. Now a lot of people don't know this, but women do use pomade. There's different types that'll hold the little frizzies that come out sometimes, and when their hair comes out here and there, it's a really great product to put it in.
Okay, so like just another quick check-in. what's if you just want to start with basics, like, oh my God, well, I'm freaking out, like I'm I'm a guy and I'm freaking out. My hair's growing. I don't know how to cut it, but I did a good job. I followed your tips. Now I just want a good, easy way to style it. Where do I start? What's something easy?
Well, believe it or not, that's probably one of the most difficult things that guys come across when they're styling their hair. I have guys that come into me every single week and I style their hair and they're so happy and they go home and they can't do it themselves, right? So and then they're like, hey, I believe it or not, I used to have clients that before they would go out on a Friday or Saturday night, they would come in and tip me just to style their hair. They wouldn't even do it at home because they're like, I can't do it the way you do it. So there's a little bit of a artistic, um, an artist in us that when you're styling your hair, you kind of have to know what you're doing. It depends. There's so many different hairstyles on exactly which way you want to style your hair. But I mean, it's pretty basic. I wouldn't suggest using a comb. You want to style your hair most of the time with your hands. Your hands are like a big comb in a sense with your fingers. They're all yeah, for sure. And a lot of people, they'll use a comb. And what happens sometimes when you use a comb, it'll give you just that distinct kind of like nerdy look.
Yes, yes, yes.
Right.
They're trying to avoid that. That's why I'm saying, like, you just brought up something that's easy and a great tip. Drop the comb, use your hands.
Yeah, for sure. Use your hands, and you want to put about a teaspoon to probably a half a tablespoon of product in your hair. So you don't want to do a lot, just a little bit of a dip, mix it in, and then just do your hair whatever way you want, and kind of thoroughly do it. You want your hair kind of damp. I wouldn't suggest having it soaking wet, especially when you're going to do pomade, because that'll defeat the purpose. Pomade works extremely well with more damp or dry hair. You don't want to do it if your hair is very, very wet. That's what gel would work better for.
That's another great tip. So you're going to get a better look, a better effect, and feel better because you'll look better. But don't use the pomade on very wet hair. Let it be where it's damp or dry, which actually is a lot easier, I guess, for some people. Like, okay, I can get ready real quick. I'm going to Zoom, get together with my family or whatever. So I guess that's another great tip you pointed out. So that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And I always like the way hair looks better when it's a little bit dry, like kind of how I have mine is more dry and it's not soaking wet. Just because it keeps the hair kind of more intact. And then when you put gel in and the hair becomes wet, it just looks, it gets flaky and it looks just sloppy. So pomade with it a little bit dry is kind of the best way you can go.
No, these are all great, simple steps that we can follow.
For sure. Yeah.
I have to ask you, I know it's a quick check-in, but I have to ask you before we go for today. Your skin always looks amazing. And for a guy, that's pretty impressive. What's your secret?
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks. I love that compliment. I mean, I get complimented on, I don't ever really get complimented on my skin, but I appreciate it. That's awesome. I don't know, but I will tell you one thing that I do before I go to bed. And guys could judge me for this. I don't care. I always want to stay young looking and feel good and have good skin. And I don't want to get like wrinkles. So I do this one tip, and it's an easy tip. All I do before I go to bed is I put lotion underneath my eyes where your crow's feet kind of usually is, right over here. And just like on my forehead and underneath my eyes, especially at night when the weather is colder and you have the heat on. What happens is the heat absorbs moisture out of your skin, and then you turn into like a dried out pumpkin. Yeah. And I don't want that to happen to me.
But that was awesome. That's another great easy tip. Any particular lotion you like? I don't want to make you divulge too many secrets, but just one more.
Cetaphil.
Okay.
Kudos to my wife. She's the one that told me about that. And then she gets mad when I use her stuff. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys are using a lot of like their.
Yeah, on the low. I know. I might get judged because I do the lotion on the face, but hey, it works.
Well, keep up the good work. Thank you for checking in with us today. I know we have some great other features we're going to be doing later this week, so I'm super excited, super pumped, and thanks.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm so excited, and I'll check in with you next week.
Thank you.